I will retire in 6 years at the age of 34. When I say this, nobody believes me. Hi, my name is Vincent C., and I'll be talking about autonomous vehicles. People don't believe me when I say I'm going to retire in 6 years because everything you've known and experienced your whole life has proven otherwise. That people retire at a much older age, at like 60 years old. Some people even know people that are 60 years old that are still working today with no retirement in sight. That's natural human instinct to be skeptical of new ideas. It's what made our species thrive for so long, not trying new plants that could possibly kill them. It takes a long time and a lot of knowledge to be passed before humans will actually start deciding that what they believed before isn't what is to be believed today. Such as when Christopher Columbus, back a long time ago, tried to convince the world that everyone that in the world was round. A lot of people were like, no way, the world is not round, it's flat. Still, people today believe that the world is flat. That's how set people are in their ideas. It takes a lot of time and a lot of knowledge to convince the mass populace that this is new. So, with autonomous cars, these are some of the things that skeptics, even yourself possibly, could be thinking. 1, it's not safe. 2, they'll never ride in an autonomous vehicle. 3, you want control of the vehicle. You can't trust a robot. 4, it will not help. Autonomous vehicles will not solve any of our problems. Next, it would be 100,000 years before it is ready to produce. It's not going to be safe anytime soon. And then finally, a big concern is, what if my vehicle is hacked? That's a pretty big concern for a lot of people, and rightly so. First, we're going to hit on safety. Right here it says 1.3 million people die per year in the world from car accidents. 3,287 people die per day. In Ohio, in 1895, there was only 2 cars on the whole roads of Ohio, and somehow they happened to crash into each other. This is how ridiculous it is for humans to be driving cars, and those cars were barely even cars to today's standards. Since automobiles were around, they've been crashing. This is because humans were not designed to travel as fast as we can in automobiles. In automobiles, we can easily travel 80 miles an hour on the highway without blinking an eye. Before automobiles, we couldn't even travel over 30 miles an hour on horsebacks. Horse can travel between 30 and 35 miles an hour, but that's not even sustained. That is just a sprint. Speaking of sprinting, the fastest man alive, Usain Bolt, he can only travel 28 miles an hour, and that is on the 100 meters. That is only a short period of time. Human body has not been designed and developed to travel this fast. Our eyes cannot react at 80 miles an hour. So this is why autonomous vehicles are needed, because they can be designed to travel that fast. They can be designed to think and see that fast. Next, the protest. That I will never have a car drive me. 253 million cars are on U.S. roads today. Back in the day, before cars were when first invented, everyone rode around in horse-drawn carriages or on horseback. This is a major difference between what is today. Let's just look at these 2 pictures right here. In the top right corner, you see a picture of New York, where there's only 1 car on the road. The rest are horse-drawn carriages. A few years later, you see on the bottom left, there's only 1 horse on the road. It's all motor vehicles. It's all cars. That's how quick people have changed when you finally decide something that is better than what is there. Skeptics said the same things about horses as they said about cars as they did about autonomous cars. It'll never happen. I'll never change. And just how quickly they changed proves that technological advancements can change more rapidly than humans can. Next, everyone says they want to be in control of their car. And I like to say the illusion of control. Are you in control? So when you're driving a car, you only have the illusion of control. The most dangerous thing while driving is other drivers, and you have zero control over them. They could swerve and hit you for countless reasons. If the vehicles were autonomous, then all vehicles would talk to each other. If one vehicle needed to swerve around an obstacle in the road, it can tell every other vehicle on the road, so all vehicles can slow down to let that vehicle in. Opposed to if a vehicle to your right sees an obstruction that needs to swerve around it, and you don't see that obstruction, they're going to hit you. There will be an accident. And if you're driving and someone is in your blind spot and you're trying to merge, you'll actually end up hitting them or come close to hitting them, which could cause everyone to slam on their brakes and cause pileups and even crashes, secondary crashes. With autonomous vehicles, they can see 360 degrees around the car, see in their blind spot. They can talk to each other. They'll know where every other car is on the road. So whenever there's autonomous vehicles, they will have 100% control of the whole road. Next, we need to see some proof. So what we have now today is auto braking, lane departure warning, and forward collision warning. There's been by Volvo, they did a study to see how many accidents these three alone prevent. There's 33% fewer body injury claims. There's 15% fewer property damage claims. There's 20% fewer collision claims. And for Volvo's mid-size sedans, there is 18% less body injury, 16% less property damage, and 9% collision. And this isn't even with autonomous driving. This is just autonomous systems watching over human drivers. Imagine when it's the other way around, how much more safe the roads can be. These are some companies that you probably know. They have, up here on the list, we got Google, Tesla, Honda, Ford, General Motors. These are giant car companies and tech companies that are all developing some kind of autonomous vehicles. It is only a matter of time before at least one of these companies has a major breakthrough, and if not all of them, which will mass produce cars. I'd like to also speak about the different levels of autonomy. So we have 6 different levels of autonomy. Level 0 is no autonomy. You're just driving a vehicle completely by yourself. Number 2, we have driver assistance. This we've seen in cars for a couple years now, where there's only one type of autonomy, such as lane keep, or even auto brake, or even cruise control. Almost everyone's car has cruise control these days. That is level 1 autonomy. We have already passed that. We are around level 2 autonomy, where there's partial automation. This is anywhere between two autonomous features acting together. So that could be cruise control with automatic braking. That could be cruise control with lane assist. That's just 2 different systems working together to help us drive. I'm sure your car even has 2 of these systems and you don't even know about it. Number 3 is where we are at with more advanced automation. So with one of my favorite car companies, Tesla, they have conditional automation. That means the cars can drive themselves in certain strict conditions where a human needs to take over if those conditions change. So their strict conditions is highways, one of the worst places to drive. And when you're stuck in traffic on a highway, experience that every day of your commute. That is where we're at right now, number 3. Number 4 is what we're aiming for, number 4 and number 5. Number 4 is high automation. That means 90% of the time, your vehicle can be in control. Until there's like a bad weather or bad accident or something like that where a human needs to take over, there'll just be slight human oversight. Number 5 is full autonomy. That's where you just type in your destination, sit back, and just enjoy the ride. You can do whatever you want. You can read a book, you can take a nap, you can be more productive. You will have full control over your car while not having any control at all. That is the dream right there. Here's some other facts about autonomous vehicles. They don't drive impaired. Humans are the worst with driving impaired. And I don't just mean drugs and alcohol. I mean being tired, being angry, being upset. When I'm angry personally, I like to weave in and out of traffic because I'm angry. I want to get where I'm going. Autonomous vehicles won't do that. They'll stay calm no matter what. How many times have you seen someone driving and you're like, that person's angry? They're just flying by, weaving in and out of traffic. They have zero regards for their lives or anyone else around them. That will never happen. Then we'll talk about sensors. Humans, while they're driving, only have really 2 sensors. They have their eyes, the 2 eyes, and their 2 ears. That can only be doing too many things at one time. Especially when their ears are usually listening to music, or they're listening to their passengers, or on a phone call. They're already distracted while driving. But the sensors in autonomous vehicles, there is a whole bunch. Let's see, we have a suite of sensors that can stay on 24/7. Tesla, for example, has two rearward-looking cameras